My name is Daniel Marino, and this is the Naihanchi project. So today I want to talk about what I think is a really, really important concept that's often misunderstood in the practical karate community or the Bunkai community. Something that's often misunderstood about applying karate's traditional movements. So something that I do and that a lot of other practitioners do is we come up with compliant static drills that explain the movements that are found in our traditional kata or hyang. So just to give an example from Naihanchi, we start from here, right? You have this position, elbow strike, arms come down, and hook punch. Now, I have a drill that I teach for that explains the movements in that order, in that sequence, right? Where we start just with grips on each other, and I want to get this position, right? Where I'm grabbing the head with one arm, right? And I'm controlling his arm with the other. So I'm here, and I'm going to go right into that elbow, right? And now if he blocks with that hand, I just pull it back to the ready hand position. This way, right? Both arms or just the forearm that blocks, I'm going to grab and pull down, not punch to the kidney or punch to the head. Right? So that's a way of practicing those movements, exactly as they're done in the form. One. And it's a good drill, it's one that I like, but it's really more demonstrative than anything else. Right? The value that I find in that drill is that I can show it to my students and it gives them a very, very clear idea in their mind of what they're doing when they practice the form by itself. In order to create, skills that are really going to work for real fighting, for real self-defense, though, just doing compliant static drills like that aren't going to be enough. What you have to do is we have to take the techniques that are found in the movements that are demonstrated in a static drill like that, and then we need to apply them with a partner that is resisting us. So right now we're just going to do a little bit of light sparring where we're going to use all of the techniques that were just shown in that compliant drill. So if we start here, first this is a good position to go for when I'm controlling his arm and his head, and I'm going with those elbows, right? So I have my ready hand position, I have grabbing, controlling the head, and I have the elbow strike. That's part of it. Now another position that I like to use, instead of bringing the arm to the hip, I'll often bring it down here. And that's the low block position that you have in the form. And then followed up by the hook. The hook is really versatile. I can throw it to the body, I can throw it to the head kind of at any time. But then we're just going to move back and forth, and Darshan, let's not do any knees tonight, let's just keep it to those movements. So the vast majority of the application work that we practice here and that I teach to my students is actually done in live drilling and sparring, right? The form itself I like to view as a text, right? Where it contains information, like there are techniques that can be extracted out of these traditional movements that have been handed down to us from practitioners of the past. And then we can create drills out of them just to help understand what the form is showing us and how it can be used, but then you have to take that and you have to actually use it. So I really think that if we want to create skills that are going to really serve us in fighting and self-defense, you need to have the live drilling and the sparring as the focus of developing these techniques. Because otherwise, you can just do this static drill forever, right? If I ever actually have to use these techniques, it's going to be different, right? Because there needs to be that element of uncertainty to it. There needs to be that element of chaos to it that makes it more realistic. So I hope that makes sense to you all, and thank you very much for watching.